everyone, and welcome to Dirty Laundry. I'm your host, Code Marvelous, and today I'm joined by two very special guests, Chris, and he's never been afraid of any deviation, and he doesn't really care if you think he's strange, and he doesn't give a damn about his bad reputation. It's Eady.
That's
Hello,
amazing.
Eady.
Hello! That's my new favourite.
That's
What's
a
it
good one.
from? I gotta know.
It's Bad Reputation by Joan Jett.
Oh, wow. Cool.
But yeah,
Nice.
so
Approved.
these are two friends joining me from Run Last Click, my favorite podcast. You guys want to tell a little bit about what you guys do as far as content and what you're all about?
Yeah, sure, man. So Netrunner podcast, trying to keep it fun, keep it light, but also kind of hopefully slightly insightful sometimes. But yeah. If you're interested in Netrunner and have an hour to spare or on a commute, then it's worth a listen. I like to think. Edie, would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. We say fun things. We have cool accents. We get guests on. Sometimes we talk about things that aren't Netrunner.
Forget about the accents. Yeah. English accent, man. Yeah, if that's unusual to you, then that novelty alone should bring you closer to us.
All right, that's fair. So today, you guys are joining me. Thank you very much for coming on the show, and we're gonna talk about me and Edie's favorite underrated corp card, Brain Taping Warehouse.
So excited.
So excited. So, for those of you who don't know, Brain Taping Warehouse is a very nice HB card that simply states that the res cost of any Bioroid is lowered for each unspent click the runner has. So, if you do the thing that you're kind of forced to do when you need to face check against HB, you're going to be giving them economy.
Such economy as well, with two of them up. Resing and Itchy for 2 credits if they run first click. That is the best day, or Itchy 2 rather. That is the best day of your life.
I think if you can click that 3 button there, man, when we're ready to go, I think we'll be needing 3 of those.
Well, we got to talk about the next bit, because why it's 3, because of the ID. Because we're going to see so many of them.
All right, so when we were talking about how to leverage this card, obviously one of the first things that would come to mind is Stronger Together, but I'm tired of grinding my humanity to dust on Stronger Together. So we're going to try Cybernetics Division, which is... Edie, you want to set up this division a little bit?
Yeah, it's a 40-15, which is out of HB, which is always good. And it says each player's maximum hand size is reduced by 1. And given that HB likes installing cards and is generally playing cards, this is a good thing, because it makes murder a lot easier.
Yeah.
One step closer to death.
One step closer to murder. It is important to note, however, that you also have 1 less hand size, which has caught many a new player playing this.
You don't want to plan for a combo.
No.
No,
and you can't really hold agendas in your hand very well in this deck. But these are all things that we're going to go over. So, let's start this deck off with 3 of Brain Taping Warehouse, because, Also, can we talk about the ratio of res cost to trash cost on this?
Yeah. Look at it. Look at it.
that's a good ratio.
That's better than
an
pad.
attractive ratio.
There's another terrible card in HB that has the same ratio. The team sponsorship. This is like the magical HB asset land of 1/4s. Alright, so one of the important things to think about when I think when you're talking about something like Cybernetics Division, where you're talking about a brain damage functionally based identity, are we going for the kill, or are we going to trying to make the game impossible for the runner because they have no options to hold?
I've previously built this deck, or not this deck, but Cybernetics, with a scored, essentially the threat of murder making it very easy for you to score out, but that was running Motions, which this is not going to run, because the optimal turn 1 in that was Hedge Fund Motion.
That's pretty good.
And you're down to 1 card in hand that definitely isn't an agenda, or 2 cards in hand that definitely won't be agendas. And then there's a 3 advanced something on the board, and it might be a mandatory upgrade, at which point you've probably won.
Yeah.
And it might be a Cerebral Overwriter. It's probably going in this deck. In which case, you probably won if they do run it.
Yeah. So, on that note, I found the magic number to getting people to run Mushin cards is like several turns later to advance it one more time.
I've never tried that. Ooh.
It worked like crazy. Maybe it won't work as well in purple, but in my Industrial Genomics deck, I had so much luck where something would just sit with 3 advancement tokens on it, and I just advance it that 4th time, and they'd go check it.
I've put back channels in and started trashing stuff, but that was a different... Maybe later we'll talk about... Well, it won't fit in this, though, without the motions. Right. Yeah, anyway. But, brain taping, and I've talked about the amazing economy, the downside.
There's a downside, Eddie.
There's always a downside, because I took this to nationals. They run last click. Hey!
Hey! Branding, Eady. Good branding.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you should have named the deck. Run last click the deck.
Oh no! Because the whole point was I wanted people to run click 2 and make loads of money or save loads of money resing ice and then have it up, and then at that point you've got Caprice will win you the game and everything's fine.
Well, that's the thing, man. How often can you get away once there's brain tapping up? They're not going to run the first couple of clicks, are they? Do you only get the discount like the first time and maybe another time when they get desperate towards the end of the game? Or I don't know. How's your experience with brain tapping Whitehouse been? When does it work? I guess is when does it mostly work?
When you res it as they initiate a run on click 1.
Yeah.
Do you only get it once and then they go, oh, I better deal with that?
Well, I mean, it makes your itchy super scary. It's an itchy enabler almost, because that's what a lot of the time happens is they run last click, they then realise they cannot actually deal with that itchy they're now facing. They forgot you could res for 5 actual money, and then all their programs go away and everything's bad.
Yeah.
Or a Victor 2, Victor 1 even did the same thing.
Yeah.
And then, which in this deck is going to be absolutely,
On that itchy enabling point, I think that this card, I was so excited when you guys emailed me that this is the one you wanted to talk about, because it just got better. If people are running less clone chips, a last click Ichi hit is so much more potent.
Mm.
Yep, and you can't clone chip out that sharpshooter. It had probably wanted to be out already or being Yeah,
so I think if we're going to talk about incentivizing people to actually give us money, the other card that we were discussing is probably something that we want to talk about. And that's Ryon Knight, who may be one of the most difficult to land ambush-type cards in the game.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one.
But brain taping helps with it. It really does help. And also, no one suspects Ryon Knight.
No.
Everyone assumes it's Caprice or Ash.
Yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, it's a 2-cost upgrade. It's a Sysop. He's unique, so you can only have one of him resed at a time. He's also got like a R&B singer name, but we won't talk about that. You trash him and you do 1 brain damage, but you can only use this ability on a run on this particular server, and only if the runner has no clicks remaining. So he's a little tough to kind of get in there. So how many of these do you think we're going to be running?
3.
3 of them?
3 of them. Because they're disposed. It's not like an Ash where you'd want 2 for deck slots, because you trash it and use it.
Alright.
And I think because that is a major route to win. Well, we next need to decide the agenda suite and how we're going to murder people.
Right.
Because
I think before we decide agendas, man, we need to decide whether we're punitiving or not. And I would maybe say no.
We're not going to have enough money, I don't think.
No.
Well, I mean, are we going to go the route of punitive back channels, Mushin? Well, I suppose we're starting to spend all the influence there.
No,
Mushin,
well, if we're doing brain taping, we're going to have a lot of bioroids, and you want bioroid ice to take advantage of that. So you're probably building a remote at that point.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, unless we want to do centrals only with bioroids and then just Mushin shit out, because that could be fun.
That could be fun, but that doesn't really give us a way to win by scoring.
We also lack the influence probably for a Ronin, which would make that much scarier.
Oh yeah, no, Ronin and Mushin.
Ronin in this
delicious.
identity in general is just great, because if you can land 2 brain damage over the course of the game, Ronin is on forever.
My favourite thing to do with this ID is to Mushina Retruvius, advance it 3 times to 6, and then Neurally MP 4 times or 3 times.
It's so good.
It's so sick.
All right, so
But we're not running. I don't know. Are we going to do Mushin? No. It was.
No, you don't think so? Because we want to build up a remote. Because we've got the brain
I've
tapping.
done the Lucian thing. I want to try it the other way.
I think we can do a never advance.
Yeah, that's a much nicer idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we're gonna do never advance, as you mentioned, we definitely want Vitruvius. Where is it? Where are you? Yeah, because that's just very good in a small deck size where some of these trashable things might be going into the bin early before we're set up.
Yeah.
ABT probably if we're doing never advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want food in this? Just to eat up some space.
Let's start off with it and see how we go. That's what
we can have one. Hold on, 2 food will take us to 18, and that will be 8 agendas, and that's quite nice.
Isn't that that's just so delicious?
Yum.
I think in the small deck size, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. If we're doing never advance, do we want some number of snares or some number of edge of worlds?
2 snares, I think. I'd say at least. I'd go 2 snare, because if you've got 2, they assume you're running 3 until they've seen all your influence.
Yep.
Are there cards that help build large remotes? What are there cards that help install Amazon? No,
Amazon.
Shit.
Yeah.
My current Cybernetics Division deck to help make the remote more potent, I'm running Marcus Batty.
Okay.
Because you are guaranteed to land brain damage.
Guaranteed brain damage, yeah. Yeah, love it. Marcus Batty.
Yeah, seems good. All right, so we're at 12 influence with 2 baddies.
Okay, I can see that.
We're probably going to want some number of Jacksons.
2.
Probably not 3.
Yeah.
No. I think in a deck this size, throw in 2, and we'll see how we get on.
Only just 1 influence for something.
Stim hack. That's what you spend 1 influence on.
Junebug is a good shout, to be honest. Yeah, I do like that in there. Also, they assume it's a cerebral overwriter, and if you've got 2 credits, they'll run on it, and then they die.
I'm kind of. I don't know.
Right.
Would we rather? I'm just thinking. Would we rather have 3 snares than?
You'd have to take a Jackson out. 3 snares versus the Batties. No, I like the idea of battying the brain damage subroutines on a Victor. That's just really nice. Because they're not trace brain damage, they're just straight up, you take some brain damage on the Victor ones or the Heimdalls.
Alright, so that's our influence.
Yep.
Oh yeah, let me turn on the most wanted list activation.
Oh.
Though I don't think it's going to impact this deck at all.
It will massively because of Eli.
Eli, yeah, I was about to say Eli's probably the only one that we actually care about, but yeah.
Alright, so do we want to do ice next or money next?
Well, we're going to have a certain number of ice, aren't we? I think, 18, 16 is probably...
16 ice, I'd go out of 44 cards, because we're only building to 44.
So yeah, so let's throw in 16 cards and see how we get on.
16 cards and see how we get on.
Yeah.
There are actually... There's almost 16 good Bioroids.
There's almost.
The
real Faustian bargain is, do we want Fenris?
Ooh, no. Normally, yes, not with the brain taping warehouses, and because we'll probably want to go... I'm looking at Melange at this point for economy, to be honest, and stuff like that. If we are just slapping down stuff and then leaving it face down, putting out a Melange and leaving it there for when you actually want it isn't the worst shot. Yeah. Yogg might go away. Yeah, let's have 3. It's good. Without Yogg.
Yeah. Well, also, we've got Batty.
Yes, of course, yes, and it's a Batty enabler.
Yeah. We want how many Ichi 1s?
3. So good.
Do we want any number of Ichi 2s? Since we're running taping? This is like a game ender when people hit it. 1 or 2?
1 or 2. We're not going Architect, are we? No.
No, we don't have the
We
influence
have
for it.
there's a point, yeah. Oh, of course, we've got a... Ah, that's a point. We can filter by Boyeroid, can't we? Sorry, backseat driving there.
Yeah, whatever. Alright, I'm pretty sure we don't want Enforcer.
No.
No. Do we want any of the Heimdalls?
I'd go a couple of 1.0s probably, with the one itchy,
Ooh,
3 big bits of ice.
I'm just looking through all the upgrades, and I don't know if this is mad or I don't know, just interesting because I haven't seen it for a while. But instead of a gene bug, how about the twins?
Is the twins one influence?
Yeah,
Ooh.
Oh.
just as something a bit more interesting.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
That
I like
seems
that.
good.
Because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I play, if we're going to have so many copies of these really strong ice, there's probably going to be one in our hand. There's probably going to be another itchy when they,
Yeah.
run through and make them try try their luck again. See how that goes.
Alright, so
Sneaky one of as well. That's always fun.
do we want how many Heimdall 1s? Or do we want Heimdall 2s instead?
I don't think we should expect to do too well with brain tape.
I'd start on one Heimdall. If we need to fill out a slot later on, we can. But there are, because it's Victor 2s as well, they're in a similar cost bracket. They're getting there.
Yeah. So we'll put in one Victor 2.
Is Marcus the new
Victor.
Eli, Eady?
Marcus definitely goes in. Marcus 100% goes in. It's nasty early. If someone, because you do the obvious thing, like if you slap down Desperado or something like that, you don't want to install all that at all. It's gonna be annoying.
So we're at 13 thus far.
13 thus far. I always put Sherlock in these decks, but that's not. Oh, that's a point. Do you know what? Hudson. We need a single Hudson, please.
Hudson?
Yep.
I don't even know what that card does.
Oh, Flux R&D interface is what it does. That's language, but yes, that is.
No,
yeah.
you can swear on my channel.
It kicks R&D interface right where it hurts.
Don't worry, you can swear on my channel. I love Janus so much, but man, too much money.
I don't always be triggering, but yeah. Oh, I've got the signs.
You don't show them up, Edie, because that shows you haven't cleaned up since Worlds.
Oh God.
But it's too late now.
Are you guys
Your mum won't be watching this, so just.
Do you guys are you guys part of the Netrunner Geeks Facebook group?
No, I'm on all the London ones.
No, we're
on the
member of
UK ones,
English
yeah.
ones. There was that viral video that a while back where it had Shia LaBeouf.
Yes.
Going nuts and saying just do it, and then it had the art for ABT, and it's like him standing in the background, where it's like, do I run the ABT? Just do it.
Always be triggering, man. Always be triggering.
Because you always run it. You should.
You should. Actually, yeah. Do we want more Jacksons? Thinking about. No, we've got Retruvii. Oh, actually, maybe like well, I don't know. We'll get onto that, but maybe we want like an Archive Memories as well. That could be a nifty little thing.
Yeah. That's definitely something.
Do we? Does that matter?
We might.
I would not go Archive Memories. I would probably go Interns.
Yeah.
Oh, Interns.
For getting Marcus Batty and Ryan Knight backs, they're both trash on use effects.
Interns, you don't have to pay the install cost for the ice.
That too.
In big servers as well. Yeah. That could.
All right.
That's quite nice.
Huh. Yeah. So let's go ahead and put in 2 of those. Those seem good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interns is pretty good.
All
right. So we still need to finish this ice sweep.
Right.
Do we want any non-Bioroid ice?
All right. So what's the playstyle going to be with this this deck? Do you think, Edie?
We're going to build a remote and we're going to install things in it.
Okay.
I think that's how it's going to work. And sometimes we're going to install things in it and not advance them and put them and just leave them there. And sometimes you'll be right to run it. Sometimes you'll be wrong to run it, and that's going to be taxing.
Okay. What ice are we going to normally put on centrals, and what ice are we normally going to put on remotes? Do we have like a bad balance at the moment, or?
We've got enough end the run that we can double stack in the run, so they can't just click through.
Right.
It's always going to be a bit leaky because it's spiraroid and you can just click it, but most people don't.
Yeah. Do we want like some early, I don't know, like walls of statics or something like that, or is that kind of pointless?
Fits that. The Marcus and the Victor 1.0s in particular fill that role. They're end the run and brain damage for 3 credits. That's much better than.
Sure.
I mean, if you're going to do that, rotor turret. If you want like a 3 or 4 credit hard, if you want a single hard in the run, rotor turret's always fun.
Do we want a single Excalibur in this deck?
Ooh, let's have a look at Excalibur. Is that cannot make more than one run?
Can't run again.
Can't run again.
Oh, and that one's no influence.
Yep.
Yeah. Is
that useful? So what in? I've only ever seen this in RP because you put it on the bin and hopefully they just run through that. It's mythic, so they have to have an AI to break it.
I've used it in these types of. I need to have a certain amount of cards in my remote in order for the game to go. In order to keep them from just super digging R&D without AI.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So it stops multiple medium digs.
Oh, okay. So
like that, yeah, and multiple keyholes and stuff like that, yeah.
And it burns 2 cards from Faust.
Yeah, 1 for strength, 1 for 2 credits with Eater. That's
Put 1 in.
Yeah.
I might later make a case for taking out Hudson.
In that case, yeah, I'd say it's Excalibur or they serve similar roles. And
because you've you don't want too many. If we're I don't know my deck building process, I always think you don't want too much situational or positional ice, like maybe 1 or 2, and Excalibur could work. Maybe.
So we're at 15, which really for Cybernetics Division is not an unreasonable amount of ice.
Yeah.
So we've got 6 slots left to play with.
So is that 3 Adonis?
Oh, fuck! We don't even have hedge fund.
We don't even have
hedge fund. Oh, no, we might have 3 hedge fund. Yeah.
Probably want those.
Yeah.
Do we want Melange or do we want Adonis?
Ooh. I mean, if we're doing the never advanced thing, Melange is nice for that because later in the game you kind of slap them down in the remote and they kind of have to be. If you can get to 5 points.
I've had another version of this type of deck where there was a Melange in the server, and the guy knew that there was a Marcus Batty on the server, and he was already at a hand size of 1, and he was just like, nope, can't go after that. I'm like, I guess I'll just use this for money until I'm bored. So 2 or 3.
Let's say 2.
2. We might have to cut an interns to make room for some more money, though.
That's right. That's right for cutting. I think we're going to feel quite poor. Green level clearance is a card that I don't like, but it's in faction, and maybe it's okay. I feel like we need something a bit beefier for money wise. What's the name? Successful demonstration.
I like that in the next version of this deck. I don't know if with the clickable ice if it's such a great idea. But it is a massive... Oh, actually, with Marcus Batty, you can Batty and end the run, then successful demo them, and then laugh in their face.
The 3 that you've had in your hand from the beginning of the game.
It's not a 3-off. Don't ever run 3 successful.
I don't know. Alright, so you've got 2 deep ice server. They run on their first click. You res the brain taping warehouse, and then you res something for free.
Yeah.
Do they then jack out and go, oh, I don't really want to deal with this anymore?
Yep, so...
Maybe.
If we put 2 of those in, that completely fills out a 44-card deck.
Yep.
I am so glad you guys are here. There are so many cards in here that just do not get used on a regular basis. We got Successful Demonstration, Ryon Knight, Melange Mining Core, Brain Taping Warehouse.
Melange, man. Melange. I took Melange Argus deck to our nationals. I think it was someone in Poland did quite well with it. And it's just real good. You want some money, it just gives you money. If they let you have that for more than a turn, then you're swimming in dosh.
So yeah. So I guess we'll call this Run Last Click the Deck, but like in the voice of Mel Brooks from Spaceballs, where Spaceballs the toilet paper.
Exactly. Can we have a colon, please?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're gonna do next. Is we're gonna
Nice.
take this deck, we're gonna go on Jinteki, and we're gonna three-headed dragon it, and pilot it together.
Fear the Hydra.
I think the important anyone. Well, no, just gonna say if anyone's watching this for kind of deck building tips, I think the main point of this might be that you throw a few cards, you think you know what's going on, you'll put them in, and then you go play it, and then you kind of go back and go, oh, this card was shit.
Right.
Switch out something else because there's no magic to it. You can make informed decisions the more you know the deck pool, but. I think that's an important thing to put light on.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Eady, do you have any final words on this Mark 1 build that we have?
It's the first ever brain thing deck that I've built that doesn't contain Hudson. But let's roll with Excalibur.
You'll find a way to soldier on.
I'll survive.
Maybe that's the weak link.
Yeah,
That was the problem, Eady. Hudson was slowing you down. That's it.
It's so good with Caprice or with Crisium as well. If they're accessing one card, and then it's like, do I want to trash to Crisium so I can make his later? Do I want to access a card from R&D? And it's like, I made you choose!
Right, because it includes the upgrades.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But before we go on break, do you guys want to just tell all my listeners and viewers where you guys can be found?
Yeah, sure, man. We are runlastclick.blogspot.co.uk. Find links to all sorts of things there. We're on iTunes. Every time I publish, I post most places, so you've probably seen me filling up Reddit with our nonsense. But yeah, Twitter is @RunLastClick, and yeah, Google RunLastClick. Luckily, we're the only ones called anything like that, so that's nice.
that is nice.
Yes.
And as always, everybody, you can find In Our Black Hats on YouTube, of course, on iTunes and SoundCloud, as well as on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you'll watch the test run where we take this for a spin and see how we do. We'll catch you guys next time.